Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the webinar on improving customer service with the Zoho Desk and Click integration. So I'll give a short introduction about both the apps and then a single slide about why you should integrate these two apps. What are the advantages of integrating these two apps? And then we'll jump straight to the examples. So the examples include the internal tools, schedulers, slash commands, bots, and widgets. In this scenario, let's say I'm a support personnel for a company named Zilker. In the first example, the scheduler is going to show me all the due tickets or due tasks for today. And the second example is going to let me create a support ticket directly from the chat using a slash command. And the third example is going to allow me to get details about a particular ticket directly in the chat when I'm in a conversation using a bot. And the fourth ticket is going to allow me to view all the open tickets that are available in a type of homepage view using a widget. So we'll get to it after the introduction. So yeah, first, what is Zoho Cliq? So Zoho Cliq is a business communication software. Since it's designed for and optimized specifically for businesses, it has various advantages over generic communication softwares that we use for personal use cases. For example, Click has channels, so multiple users can collaborate about certain topics in a single space. And there's also networks, so users from outside your organization you can invite and collaborate with without ever having to worry about your privacy or your sensitive data information being leaked. Click is also competitively priced for teams of all sizes, so it has a basic free plan. Depending on your team size, you can also get the premium package. It'll vary depending on your team size. So bigger teams can avail different discounts. So the best thing about Click is as simple and easy it is to use. This simplicity is also extended over to its developer platform. For example, Click uses Deluge. Deluge is Zoho scripting language, which is like a simpler way of coding. And Click also supports connections. So connections is for people who are from a developer background. They know they know about REST APIs. So REST APIs is how you connect one app with another app and use flows to basically connect these two apps and get a workflow from one app to another. So it's a bit of a technical thing. It can be quite daunting for new developers, people who are not from a developing background. So since like different apps have a different way of connecting using REST APIs. So Zoho Click has connections. So connections is like an interface that helps you connect with different apps through the click of a button. So it supports ATP defined default connections for highly used apps such as Google apps or like other Zoho apps like such as Zoho Desk. So all you have to do is just authenticate the connection and you're done connecting to the app. You can also connect to any other app that's not listed in the default connections using custom connections using their REST APIs. So next is Zoho Desk. What is Zoho Desk? Zoho Desk is a customer service desk software. So it's a cloud-based help desk software that enables businesses to provide excellent customer support across multiple channels, such as phones, emails, chats, and much more. It offers features like ticket management, automation, knowledge base, customer self-service portal, and analytics, pretty much anything that a support personnel would want. This helps teams manage customer inquiries and resolve issues efficiently. With its powerful automation capabilities, Zoho Desk can automate repetitive tasks, so the support personnel can focus on the more critical customer issues and not worry about the daily issues, such as asking. So if there's an issue about a customer asking a technical question about an app that the organization is developing, he doesn't have to like go back to the ask the developer. So it'll automatically raise the complaint. Its analytics and reporting tools also provide insight into customer satisfaction, agent performance, trends. So this enables businesses to make data-driven decisions. So it also has a flexible price plans, just like Click. So you can choose whichever one you want according to your team needs, like the size of your team. So why do you want to connect these two applications? So as you might know, an organization consists of like different teams. So it cannot just be one team. So it has a support team, a marketing team, a development team, a HR team. So each one of these teams is like a cog wheel. So they all have to work together for the organization to function properly. So for example, let's say for the support team. So I'm a support personnel right now in this example. So my organization uses Click and Desk. So I have to use Desk to be in contact with the customers to check all the customer queries. And I also have to use Click for any internal communication inside my organization. So having to use both these apps, I have to keep switching between them. So this basically increases context switching. So context switching might not seem like a big thing, but if you, because it's just like a minute, so I can just alt tab to the other app and do whatever work that I want. If I want to like download a share a file from Zoho Desk to Zoho Cliq, I can just go to Zoho Desk, download the file, save it in my computer, go back to Click and share the file from my computer. This might seem like a minute or two that's wasted, but on the grand scale, it's a lot more. So a support personnel is not gonna just take care of one ticket a day. They're gonna take care of like hundreds of tickets or maybe thousands throughout the week. So this basically like multiplies the amount of wasted time. So if you can Google right now, there are so many research papers about context switching that are like that says it affects performance in a lot more way than we think it does. So customizable workflows. So Click has different internal tools such as bots, slash commands, widgets, message actions. So each internal tool has like a different purpose. So for example, a slash command can pull information into the chat while you're directly from the chat window, or a widget can display information in like a type of homepage view. Each tool can help with a different workflow. In this example, I can create a ticket directly from the chat using the slash command, or I could pull information about a ticket using bots. So I can ask information about a ticket, and the bot can reply in the chat about giving all the information about that particular ticket. So it has customizable workflows. So let's say I'm talking with my manager. He's asking me about the details of this particular ticket. What's happening? What's the due date? When is it due? Who's being assigned to this ticket? So I instead of having to go back to desk, I could just directly use the bot to like get information about that particular ticket and put in the chat. So he and I can both look at all the information about that ticket and keep on chatting. So this increases productivity without I don't waste any time. So streamline communication, streamline. So all communication is basically within this one app. It brings it together. So all the internal communication along with the tickets and it's all together in the streamline communication. This will also, so my manager is my manager is a tough guy to get a hold of. He's pretty busy. So when I say when I ask him about he's asking me about something and we're talking, and he's asking me about this the instance of this ticket. So I'm gonna so let's say I've not integrated these two apps. So I go back to desk, take a look at this ticket. I have to find the ticket, and I have to get the ticket, share the ticket with him. So by the time find this ticket and share it with him, he's gonna move on to like a different priority work. So it's gonna take for like let's say 30 minutes or so for him to like get back to me, finish the work, get back to me, and so it's gonna break the flow of information, how we communicate. So this helps it with better collaborating among the team. So let's jump straight into the examples. So for in this scenario, let's say I'm a support personnel, like I said before. So I'm a support personnel at a company called Zilker. So every morning when I log into work, usually what do you do when you log into work? So you take a note of what you have to do in the day. What are the high priority works? So as a support personnel, the high priority work that's required of me is all the tickets that are due today. So today is the last date, so I have to take these upon high priority. So I'm gonna share my screen now. So what's the first thing that I'm gonna do? So for like I said, I need all the important like high priority work that I have to do right now. So instead of having to maintain a notes like a notes that I whatever that I have to do, instead of having to create a note or like manually check up on it, I want a scheduler to like automatically show me what are the due tickets today at 8 in the morning. Like automatically it's going to show up and I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is go check it and work on addressing the ticket. So if on the left you can see that there's a channel called support updates. I open it, you can see that the desk bot has posted all the due tickets for today. So there are 3 tickets that are open today, and so I in this example I'm Ryan. So all 3 tickets are assigned to me. So I have 3 open tickets. So I haven't done anything. So it's going to show me automatically. So let's try running this bot again. So the scheduler again, and see if it actually works. So click on bots and tools. To go to a scheduler, go to the top right and click on your profile and click on bots and tools. So this is you can view all the internal tools that are here. So bots, commands, message actions, widgets, functions, schedulers, databases. So what I need is schedulers. So click on the scheduler. So you can see that I've already created a scheduler called today's due tickets. Click on it. So I'm gonna do a trial run to see if it actually works. So it's executed. You can see that it's posted again at 3:21 right now. So this posts all the due tickets that are open today. So the due date is today, 22nd of March, and these are all. So let's see how this works. So to create a scheduler, go back to the scheduler, click on your profile, bots and tools, schedulers, and you have to click this button, create scheduler, and you can give it a name, description, a recurring period. Like so this scheduler I want it to run daily, so I'm gonna put it on dailies, but you can also create a scheduler for weekly things or monthly things. On the time of execution I want it at 8 a.m, so create it at 8 a.m. So just save and edit code, or then you have to start coding. So a quick heads up, this webinar is gonna contain a bit of coding, but don't worry about it because I'm not going to explain any of this code. So this is the code that you have to enter. So I'm not going to explain any of the code because all the codes that I'm going to show in this webinar, will be sharing it with you. So anyone who has basic knowledge, like any basic knowledge about coding, they're going to understand what this code is going to do when they take a look at it. But people who don't want to code, all you have to do is just create the scheduler that I mentioned before, and just copy the code that will show. All these codes will be shared as a PDF um, in the follow-up mail that you get, and it'll also be when we upload it in the YouTube channel. It'll also be posted as a downloadable link in the description. So you don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is just create the scheduler, copy the code, and paste it. You might have to do some minor tweaking, which I'm going to explain now. So when you copy the code and paste it, uh, you'll have to take a look at one thing. So if you take a look at here, I've created a connection. So I'm using a connection to get information from the desk and post it in the channel. So you'll have to create a connection yourself and use your connection to get your information from your desk. So how do you create a connection? So on the top right of the code, you can see that there's a button called connections. Click on it and create a connection. So since all Zoho products are supported as a default service, so I'm gonna search for Zoho OAuth, and I'm gonna select it. So any Zoho product, be it Desk, Writer, or any Zoho product that you wanna connect with, all you have to do is just use the Zoho OAuth service. So enter the connection name. So since this is a desk connection, so I'm gonna enter the connection name as Zoho Desk connection. You can enter any connection name that you want, and use the credentials of the login user. So if you're gonna share this code with your team members, you might wanna select this one. So what are the scopes? So to get which scopes that you want to use, you have to go to the REST API folder, REST API of whichever app you wanna connect with. So I'm gonna connect Desk, so I'm gonna go. So to get the REST API, all I have to do is just REST API Zoho Desk. So click on the first one. So this will bring us to the API documentation. So these are all the APIs that I can use. So let's say which I want to get a particular ticket. So get a particular details of a particular ticket. So the overall scope that I need is desk.tickets.read. So I have to go back here and search for desk.tickets.read. So this is the scope that I need. So I'm going to click on select it, and I'm going to click on create and connect. So I'll have to authenticate it. Accept. And that's it. It's as simple as that. You've created a connection. You can just copy the connection name from here, and you can just paste it in your code. And so how do you choose which connection that you want? So uh, right now here I'm using the search API, search tickets API. So whichever API you're gonna use, you're gonna have to choose that scope as well to authenticate what the connection, what kind of data the connection can access. So make sure to replace the connection when you copy the code, and use the scope. Use whichever scope that is required. So all you have to do is, and then save and execute, and it's gonna. If I click on save and execute, it's gonna post again. So on the right, you can see that when the deskbot posts a message, so this is not a normal text message. It has a table in it, and it's filled with data from desk. So how do you create it? This is a message card. This is not a normal text. This is a message card. So how do you create a message? You don't when you can. So a message card is more like a customized message. So you can use code to customize how your message looks and what kind of data the message can contain. So don't worry. So it might look daunting to create a message card, to have to code to build a message card, but you can do it absolutely without any type of coding using a new UI called Message Builder. So on the top right, you can see that there's a UI called Message Builder. So this is to build a message card, and the form builder to build a form. So let's go to the Message Builder, click on it. So here you can see that there's a UI. So this is a message on the right. It's a preview. So you can choose whichever theme you want. So let's say I want a modern inline theme. So the basic information such as message center. So these can be default. So let's say I want to add a button to this message. So the button is yes, and another button saying no. I can add a button saying like yes or no. So or I can add components like table. So like the message before the bot posted, it had a table. So I can just post a table here. So see here, it's as simple as that. So I can element one, and it's as simple as that. All after creating the message that I want, I can just go to this message JSON and copy the code from here and just directly post it in the chat. So wherever I want to post it, I'll just post it in the chat without any type of code. You can just modify however you want the message builder. So that's the first example. So the scheduler automatically posts what are the due tickets for today in the channel, or if you want, you can post it in your personal chat as well. So whatever tickets that are open to you, you can post it in the channel. So let's go back to the second example. So the second example is creating a ticket right from the chat window using / commands. So let's go back to the example to Zoho Cliq. So my manager Scott Fisher has texted me something. So let's see what it is. So Paulo has requested to upgrade his Zillnode's plan to premium since his free trial is over. So sure. We can create a ticket in Desk, or we can use / commands to directly create a ticket from here. So I've created a / command called / create ticket. So let's try using that. / create ticket, enter, and you can see that there's a form pops up. So I can create a ticket directly from here. So Paulo, so the contact is Paulo. Paulo is a customer that wants this to raise this ticket. So the department is Zilker. So let's say Zillnode's upgrade. Zillnode's free trial has ended. my customer wants to upgrade to premium. So I can assign it to, I'll just assign it to Scott, and I can create it here. And the ticket has been created successfully. So if I want to, it's posted as like a, you can, under here, you can see that it's only visible to you when you create a ticket. So when you accidentally create it in a channel, it won't get posted in the channel. If you want to, so I created this one in DMs, in Scott's DMs, and I send it to him. So I can just post it here if I want to. So click on post. You can see that I've created a ticket based on his request. So I've created a ticket. Simple as that. And there's a button if he wants to view the ticket in Desk. So if you click on here, it's going to take him to Desk, and it's going to show that particular ticket. The still notes free trial is ended, and customer wants to update to premium. If he wants to take it from there and chat with the customer, he can use Desk here. So this is the second example. So I just created the ticket here directly from the chat, instead of me having to go back to Desk and creating a ticket and finding the contact and the assignee here. So if you take a look at it, so when I use this this slash command, you can see that a form pops up. This isn't a normal message, but it's a form. So so let's go back to let's see how to create a slash command. So click on your profile on the top right, bots and tools, and here in the internal tools, it's slash command. So slash create ticket is the one that I created. So as always, if you want to create the ticket, so just create a command. Click on create command, enter the name, give a hint, the access level based on if you it's only going to be you or just the team, or if you want the whole organization to be able to use it. Create the access level, and if you want others to view the code, so they can use that code to modify however they want, so they can use it in their own slash command. You can allow it to show the code to anyone in the organization, and you can upload an image or a description and save and edit. So let's go back to the code, the slash command that I created, and go to the code. Even here, I've used connection. So everywhere there's a connection, you'll have to use the connection that you create and replace it here and then use it, or it won't work. So so to create a form, you'll also have to code, but you can also do it without any type of coding. So on the top right, next to message builder, there's a form builder button. Click on form builder, and you can see that it just brings up a UI with basic fields on the left that you can drag and drop. So I want a text field, I want a URL field, an email field, or I want users, I want a date. So I've just dragged a couple of fields to the right, and that's it. So let's try clicking on preview. You can see that I just created a form out of nothing, just like dragging and dropping a couple of fields. So if I want to, I could edit the name and the social profile link. You can edit the titles however you want. But the fact is that I haven't done any bit of coding. All I've done is just dragged and dropped a couple of fields, and I've just created a form just like that. That's how easy it is to use the form builder. So after you create the form, edit however you want. So date as in like date of joining, or any way you want. So if you click on view code, just like from message builder, you'll also get the JSON of this form. So you can just copy it and use it in the code wherever you want the form to be displayed. You can just paste it there. So this is the second example. The second example is you creating a ticket from slash command. So from directly from the chat using slash commands. So let's go on to the third example. So the third example is getting information about a ticket directly inside the chat window using a bot. So let's go back to Cliq. So if you look at the chat, you can see that before asking to raise this ticket about Paulo, he's also asked what's the status of the ticket regarding the Zill nodes data migration. So if you take a look at it here, so there is an open ticket called open ticket for me saying need assistance to migrate existing data from app to Zill nodes. So he's talking about that ticket. So for this, I can just say, I can just mention the desk bot. So desk bot, hashtag the ticket number. So that's 136. So the desk bot is going to get the details about that ticket and post it here. So you can see that he's asked for when's the due date for it. You can see that the due date is 22nd of March 2023. So today is the due date. Oh, sorry. Today is the due date. What? I'm working. So I'm working on it now. So when we're talking with our manager or anyone, like any user from your department, you can just pull in details about anything and just mention the desk bot and mention the number of the ticket number, and it's going to pull all the details about that ticket along with the URL to open the ticket in desk if you want to. So here I'm only showing a couple of information such as assignee. It's assigned to me, Ryan, and it's a high priority ticket, and the department is Zilker, and the state is open, and the due date. Yeah, but if you want, you can view you can show any other important information such as the chat or anything that you want, like an image or something. So so basically I pulled in details about a particular ticket in the chat. So there's no context switching at all. So he's asked about a ticket, and I pulled in mentioned the desk bot, and the desk bot pulls all the information about that ticket and posts it in the channel, so we can go on keep on discussing about that ticket. So he's asked about the due date, and it's there in the chat. So how do you create a bot? So like always, go to the profile, bots and tools. So any internal tool that you want to create, all you have to do is click on your profile, bots and tools, and here there it is. Whatever you want, you can create. So this bot is the one that I've created. So a bot, what's special about a bot is that it has multiple handlers. So a welcome handler, message handler, mention handler. You can see that how I use the bot is I mentioned the bot and it pulled in information. So I've only used the mention handler. So it defines your bot's response when a user mentions it in any conversation. You can also use message handler or incoming participation handler to basically use. So if you want it in a channel, you can use a participation handler. So it will listen in on the channel's conversation, and if anything pops up, it will respond. Or you can use the message handler, which basically makes the bot into a conversational interface. So you can ask the bot, so you can create a flow so that people can converse with the bot. So for now, I've used the message handler. So click on edit code. You can see that I've used the ticket here, connection here as well. So everywhere that's a connection, remember, you have to replace the connection with your own connection. So just copy the code and paste it here and save it, and it's going to work just like this. So when you create a bot, so remember, create a bot, enter the name, enter the description, access level. If you want to add the bot into to a channel, make sure to tick these messages. I mean, tick these options. So if there's also threads that you want the bot to listen into, select these four options. So people can add the bot to the channel. This only if you don't select this option, people cannot add when they click on add participants, they won't be able to view the bot. Oh, yeah, and you can add an image for the bot, so it's easier. So this is the desk bot, so you can add a desk image, Zoho Desk image. So that's the third example. So the fourth example is viewing stats and other information from desk directly in Cliq. So on the left, you can see that there is a widget called desk widget. So if I click here, you can see that there are two tabs, my tickets and all tickets. So my tickets is gonna show all the open tickets that are assigned to me, that is Ryan. So these are all the tickets that are open assigned to me, and it also has. I've decided to show minimal amount of data, such as the status, priority, due date, department assignee, and the ticket ID. So the ticket ID, using this ticket ID, I've created it like a button, so it's hyperlinked to the desk website. So if I click on it, it's going to open the ticket in desk. So you can show any amount of information here, and I've decided to show a text, but you can also show it as a table, like a like in a vertical form. And there's also another tab for all tickets that's going to show all the tickets that are assigned, not just me. So this is assigned to Scott. This is not assigned to anyone. Rachel, so Ryan. So yeah. So how do you create a widget? So to create a widget, click on the top right, Bots and Tools, Widgets, Desk widget. So just copy the code here and paste it in your widget, and it's going to work. And remember to replace the connections wherever there's a connection. Just go Control F, connections. And wherever there's a connection, make sure to replace with your connection name that you created. And make sure to remember to select the OAuth scopes that are required, and just paste it in the widget, and it's going to show up. So if you want, you can modify the widget however you want to display whatever information that you require in the widget. And this example this webinar only has a couple of examples. Like we use only bots, /commands, schedulers, and widgets. You can also use message actions and functions to basically change however you incorporate any workflow you want, like based on your needs. So you can also you don't have to like, it's easy for you to copy the code and paste it and work on it, just make it work. But if you want to modify what you want to show, or like the workflow, you can just edit the code however you want. And if you have if you have any doubts regarding how the code works when you actually incorporate it, you can reach out to us, to our support personnel, which is at support@zohocliq.com. They'll help you with anything that you might have, any doubt that you might have.